The year of signs and wonders, the year 2024. Viewers, at the beginning of this year, 2024, the man of God, Prophet Favor, gave a prophetic warning to the world. He said to the world that this year, many nations will suffer earthquake, and the way out is to stick to the one who is the light of men. Let us see what the prophet said and its fulfillment.
Yes, I was taken to the future. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. I transport from January to the year of December by the Spirit of the living God. Each month was made manifest in the Spirit. Take note of my word. Each month was made manifest in the Spirit. According to the calendar of the Father in heaven, we are crossing from 2019 to 2020. According to the calendar of the Father in heaven, we are crossing from 2019 to 2020. But according to the calendar of man, we are crossing to 2024. This is the reason. You know what happened 2019 in the physical. It is not yet over. You know what happened 2019 in the physical. It is not yet over. This is the year it will be full of turbulence. House come down and go up.
A powerful 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck central Japan around 4 p.m. local time on Sunday.
You know, a lot of quakes. This message has been given to you, but this is the perfect time to release it. A lot of quakes for the year 2024. Boom. That is what was spoken to you. A lot of quakes. The ground will open, turbulences, drought. Nations will suffer for it. Because it's a year that people will see the very hand of God Almighty. He has permitted. He has permitted, and it is coming to pass.
Good morning. This is an NBC News special report. We're coming out with breaking news about an earthquake that has just jolted the Northeast. It happened just after 10:20 this morning. There was some slight shaking here in Midtown Manhattan. Skyscrapers, including the one I'm in, people here felt it, feeling it across northern New Jersey and Pennsylvania. There are reports that the epicenter was in Lebanon, New Jersey, strong as a 4.7 magnitude in some parts.
An earthquake measuring 7 magnitude shocks Papua New Guinea on March 23, 2024, leading to severe destruction in the eastern Sepik province.
Baru terjadi gempa di Desa Gaso, Kecamatan Cugenang.
Approximately 1,000 residential houses have been damaged as a result of the earthquake. Unfortunately, there have been fatalities reported due to the earthquake. The situation was exacerbated by the fact that the earthquake occurred immediately after a severe flooding event.
The death toll from a powerful earthquake that struck off Taiwan's eastern coast this morning has risen to 9, with more than 800 injured, more than 120 people also trapped nearly 80 in tunnels, with search and rescue teams scrambling to reach them.
Morning rush hour shaken by disaster as Taiwan reels from its strongest earthquake in a quarter century. Widespread destruction in its wake, sending tremors and tsunami fears across the island and beyond. Heavy damage particularly evident in the eastern city of Hualien, near the epicenter of the powerful quake. Some buildings quite literally on the verge of collapse. Authorities have pulled out all the stops to rescue dozens believed to be trapped inside. Taiwan's earthquake monitoring agency had reported a magnitude of 7.2, while Japan's registered 7.7. It struck just south of Hualien City, a sparsely populated tourist hotspot known for its mountains, lakes, and vulnerability to frequent earthquakes. The tremors also triggered huge landslides, blocking highways and complicating rescue efforts. Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen vowed to spare no efforts to reach those still trapped.
On the afternoon of March 25, 2024, the province of Zhejiang found itself thrust into the tumultuous embrace of an extraordinary meteorological event, as the skies above erupted into a frenzied display of convective weather. From the urban sprawls of Hangzhou to the tranquil hinterlands of Jinhua, the region was besieged by a relentless onslaught of thunderstorms, ferocious winds, and hailstones, the size of which had not been witnessed in recent memory. The scene was one of chaos and confusion, as residents grappled with the suddenness of the disaster unfolding around them.
An earthquake of magnitude 6.0 occurred early evening on Tuesday, April 2, 2024, at 7:54 p.m. local time near Saipan, Northern Mariana Islands, as reported by the European Mediterranean Seismological Center (EMSC). According to preliminary data, the quake was located at a shallow depth of 10 kilometers. Shallow earthquakes are felt more strongly than deeper ones as they are closer to the surface. The exact magnitude, epicenter, and depth of the quake might be revised within the next few hours or minutes as seismologists review data and refine their calculations, or as other agencies issue their report.
Had one toilet for 600 people. Women stood in line for 3 hours to make use of it. Schools normally form a spine of protection for children, a place where children can seek humanitarian services and normality. Go ahead.
And again, you can see that some of these cameras are shaking. The person at the podium asking if she could continue. There was confusion as, again, the 4.8 earthquake interrupted the UN Security Council meeting in New York City.
Some breaking news. A magnitude 4.8 earthquake has hit the New York area and central New Jersey.
There are reports of homes shaking in New York City and on Long Island with enough movement, to knock lamps off of tables. So far, no reports of injuries, but there are reports in the New York Times right now that shaking was reportedly felt in cities including Philadelphia and Boston as well. So we'll have an update throughout the day.
With Japan now being the latest victim. On Thursday morning, a magnitude 6 earthquake struck the east coast of Honshu, Japan, according to the European Mediterranean Seismological Center. Despite the shock, no tsunami warning has been issued and the damage is expected to be minimal if it happens. This event follows closely after Taiwan's 7.2 magnitude earthquake, which has resulted in approximately 10 fatalities and over 1,000 injuries in Hualien County and Taiwan.
Michelle Ross, actually, in Lebanon, New Jersey, talking to people there. As you can see, the epicenter of where things are happening. I've seen some videos on social media of people closer to the epicenter where things are falling off. Their cupboards, their tables. So that's a bit more strong as the impact for residents there. Michelle.
That's right, Bianca and Chris. Here in the epicenter, we are now a couple of hours past from when the earthquake happened. But let me start with what we do not see now a couple of hours later. We do not see down power lines. We do not see any structural damage. These stunning Victoria homes here on Brunswick Avenue, they are still standing. But that doesn't take away from that moment of shock that residents were feeling. Again, here we're on Brunswick Avenue. We have a resident here, David Fisher. He says that this felt like an explosion when it first went off. Thank you so much for joining us, Dave. What did you feel? What did you think was going on?
Well, I mean, initially, within the first couple seconds, the dogs reacted to something, and then within about a second or so, it felt like an explosion. Sounded like an explosion, and you felt waves come up from underneath you. And my initial reaction was that the furnace had exploded. So I yelled down to my son to check the furnace. He said everything was okay. He came up the stairs, and then you felt the house shift. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for about 10 seconds. I've never felt anything like it.
Speaking of weather, have you heard about this? Statue of Liberty in New York hit by a big lightning bolt on Wednesday. According to the photographer that took this photo, the photos were taken about 6 p.m. Eastern time yesterday from Liberty State Park in New Jersey. Powerful thunderstorm knocked out power to thousands in North New Jersey. Wind gusts reached up to 50 miles an hour during that storm. It's unclear if the Statue of Liberty sustained any major damage.
The Empire State Building, earlier this morning, it says, "I am fine." Now, just moments ago, it says, "Not again." And that is, of course, in reference to this reported 4.0 magnitude aftershock that we have been following as well. We'll see what the guidance is from some of these emergency management officials there in the tri-state area. In the meantime, the moment the quake struck there this morning, let's take a look at some of this. You see their static camera there with a beautiful, gorgeous view of Lower Manhattan, shaking ever so slightly, and at the top of the torch of the Statue of Liberty, shaking there as well. Probably both wind and quake, I would imagine. So this is just a really fascinating vantage point there from Lady Liberty on Liberty Island in New York Harbor. And you see all the people below walking the perimeter of Lady Liberty the moment the quake struck there. So can't imagine what they were thinking down on the ground, and you just saw it there. Also, yet another EarthCam camera, and that's really shaking.
A coverage quake of magnitude 7.2 rocked the Philippines, causing panic among local residents. The epicenter of the tremors was in the central part of the country, near the Ayers Island later. The earthquake occurred in 8 a.m. local time and lasted more than a minute, leaving serious consequences. Local residents report destruction of buildings and infrastructure in several cities in the region. It is noted that several houses collapsed and some walls were damaged, making it difficult for rescue and medical personnel.
Viewers, you can see how far the eyes of Jesus Christ can reach. Yes, even in our situations, this is to remind us that Jesus Christ sees it and He is concerned about it, to grant us solutions to our problems. Do not forget, this channel is all about Jesus Christ. Keep watching God Voice TV for the salvation of souls.